Last time on Square Roots, tension with the Canary come to a head when Seamus converts from the Chantry to the Cune, then from the living to the dead. Also, Isabella jumps ship, we do some lucid dreaming in the Fade, and Mama is completely fine. She's fine!
Hey everyone, and welcome to Square Roots, the classic RPG podcast. My name is Jim Banks. I am joined by Matthew Van Zandt.
Hey everyone, Matthew Van Zandt here, your favorite host, joined by my co-host, Jim Banks.
Hey, my name is Jim Banks. Also joined by John, Companion Quest, Brandon.
It looks like the... Sorry, what was his position? The Duke?
The Viscount?
It looks like the Duke has been lowered. I'm trying to remember the
Duke
great...
has fallen from grace because he's the
right.
Duke and it's your
Okay,
grace.
wait. Let me try this
What is
again.
that from?
It looks like the Duke has sunglasses off, fallen from grace.
And Vanessa.
It's me, your birthday girl, Vanessa. It was my birthday and no one else's. Birthday time from me. Happy birthday, Vanessa.
Happy
Everyone
birthday.
wish Vanessa a happy birthday.
This is my birthday episode, Vanessa.
It's my birthday episode. We've
I
established.
forgot last week that it was my birthday.
Oh, no. Buddy. But you know that was your birthday episode and you only get one.
You
No,
only get
that's
one.
not. This
Sorry.
is not true.
Next year, you'll have another shot.
John, why do you have Masters of the Universe's Ram Man hanging on the wall behind you in his original packaging?
It's the
That's
most...
a little too on the nose, John.
Because he looks exactly like me, Matt. I am Ram Man. If you look at him, he's got my eyebrows, my build, my height.
Johnny does that thing where his legs collapse, his torso completely swallows
Yes.
his legs,
And
and
then-
then he springs forward.
No,
I
Ram
want-
Man's head springs out, I believe.
Yeah,
No,
Johnny's
his
head
legs-
does that too.
His legs, or his head, I don't think his head moves. I think it's just his legs.
Oh, really?
Yeah, don't tell me about the Ram
Wow.
Man action figure. You know I got all of them still in the basement.
He made an appearance in the Masters of Revelation, or whatever the fuck that thing was. That was way better than it had any right to be honest with you.
Was he like, I'm basically Johnny?
Yeah, he did. He comes through and they're like, Ram Man, and he's like, I'm basically Johnny! And he just bounces off screen.
Yeah, that's how I move.
Yes,
If you
bouncing.
like compress my shoulders down, I will literally bounce out of the room. It's very dangerous.
Like an opposite, you're like opposite Tigger. You're reverse Tigger. Because Tigger's, it's his tail, but you, it's your shoulders.
Yes.
Yes.
Johnny Ram Man Brandon.
What are we talking about?
I don't know.
Don't know.
Hot game news.
No, wait. This is... Did I say what the podcast is?
No.
I said it, didn't I?
You're not
No.
supposed to question.
This is a podcast where we play and talk about your favorite classic RPGs.
Yeah.
Like Dragon Age 2.
Raise your hand if this is your favorite
Right.
classic RPG. Vanessa's
It's-
hand is up.
it's-
Vanessa's
good
second
one.
hand is up.
John likes this
John's
one.
hand is up.
This
Vanessa
game
has a
is
third
great.
hand up somehow.
That's
It's a
her
good
foot.
game.
Yeah, it's pretty fun.
Yeah, my
hands
feet
for
are
feet.
hands.
Wow.
Like that woman in
I'm
the
not even
She
Aeon
has
Flux movie.
opposable thumbs on her feet, like an ape.
I have all 5 toes and then also opposable thumbs.
Wow.
And the location will surprise you.
Oh, geez. We're never going to get through this episode. Hey, do you guys have any hot gaming news? It's time for our
Oh,
most
man.
popular segment that we've done from the beginning of the podcast
There's
called Hot Gaming News.
so much hot gaming news this
Tell me
week.
about it.
Biggest news on the planet again this week.
Yep.
Really?
Well, who wants to talk about
Sony?
Sony? Yeah, Matt, talk about Sony. I'll talk
Sony
about
is-
the New York Times.
Sony is buying Bungie, which does feel like it is in direct response to Microsoft buying Activision.
I don't know. It takes like months for those deals to come together.
That's true.
I would be, like months and months and months and months.
I'm
that's
very excited
right.
to see what Bungie will do as a Sony.
I think that like maybe Microsoft got wind of Sony thing and we're like, we have to announce first. Like we can't let. Sony
You might be
announce
right because they did
Or
seem
the
to
other way
announce it
around.
before anything was
Yeah.
in
Oh
place.
yeah. Totally. Yeah.
Yeah. Sony's like, we should probably announce this now because we don't want people to think we won't have games.
But why? Like, if you're in the, I feel like if you're Sony in that position, you sit tight and go like, we're not. Why would we want to have a second announcement? Let's wait another year to announce it.
I don't know.
What do you know? You know how to ram, man.
So what? So there was there another piece of hot gaming news?
Yeah.
Can I talk about
you-
something that is not actually like hot gaming news, but I just wanted
No.
to talk to the three of you about?
After Johnny
controversial?
does his report.
Yeah, this is another piece of hot gaming news. The New York Times, with their famous crossword game section, is
And their
now
famous
adding
paywall.
another game to their list. They bought for a low seven figures, they said, which just seems kind of rude. They did buy the game Wordle by Josh Wardle.
Boo. Boo.
Yeah, Wordle is the game that everybody plays. We all play it once a day. You can only play it once unless
I
you
didn't
get.
play it this week. Or-
Today was hard.
Today
Let's see.
was hard. Oh my gosh.
Okay.
What'd you get it in?
I think I got it in 5, perhaps. It was so difficult.
Mine was 4.
Okay, I'll start
Yeah, I
again. with-
managed to pull off a 4.
I did find out that the word blart is an accepted word, so I'm going to start with that.
Has anybody failed a day yet?
I have
No.
not. I'm on a streak. Yeah.
Now I've got some missed days because I don't always play on the weekends. Like I'm not that crazy about it, but
I like it.
yeah, it's a lot of fun. We're all Wordle nerdles now.
I got a twofer the other day. Yeah, man.
Yeah, I
was
got my
so
first
psyched
twofer.
when I got a 2. It's like beating a boss in Bloodborne when you get that twofer, man.
Yeah.
Feels so good.
I've seen people
Feels so
who
good.
authentically have gotten a 1. Like,
That happened to one of my ex-coworkers the other day. She posted that like the word that she uses for the first word every day just happened to be the word the other day and got
Oh
it
really?
wrong.
I like to mix it up every day.
Whoa.
But also, like, you have to admit, like, does that feel great? Like, that's luck. I almost feel like I would feel cheated. Like, oh, I didn't actually get to play the
'cause
game
you didn't
today.
figure it out,
I just
yeah.
got lucky.
That's true.
I've been playing Wordle Spanish every day as well. I do not speak Spanish, but I'm learning a lot of vocabulary by
That's
playing
cool.
the game, and then I look up what the word means.
I should try that. I speak un poco español.
Yeah,
I've been playing.
it
ahead.
helps you sort of learn the common structures and letter combinations in Spanish.
Mm-hmm.
And then one of my closest friends is a native Spanish speaker, so she has been kind of helping me along and talking about conjugation and things like that, and telling me which consonants never appear in double in Spanish, such as
Oh,
T.
yeah,
Interesting.
correct.
I feel like I play it on hard mode, and so I feel like I'm superior to the rest of you. If you don't have a little asterisk next to your game, Matt, your game report of the day, you ain't nothing.
Matt's get gooding us.
Yeah. Hard mode's where you can't use a letter that's been eliminated.
Hard mode is where you have to use letters in the places that they go if you know, or you have to use them if you know they're in the... So you have to use the clues.
Right.
What? Why wouldn't you though?
Some
To
people
fish
don't.
for more letters.
Yeah, people fish for more letters, and that's fine. But like, I like doing it. I like the hard mode.
I'll have to try that. Is there any other hot gaming news you guys want to
Yeah,
talk about?
I was gonna
Yes.
say that I finally got around to watching the trailer for that Star Wars, or is it Star Trek? That Star Trek, David Cage game.
It
Right?
is Star Wars.
Star Wars.
What is this game called? Is it Star Wars?
Yeah,
It has a cool title.
yeah, it's called Jedi Eclipse Sun.
That's right. And
That's
I wanted
right.
to, this is all I wanted to say about it. Is I think it might be the first next gen trailer that I've seen where I actually was like, "Holy shit! Look at how good it looks." It really looked. I mean, I know that it's like I don't think there was even any gameplay in it, but I still was like, "This looks better than anything I've ever seen come out of a console before."
That's what people thought about Indigo Prophecy.
Yeah,
Look
but
what
some
happened
of
with
this new one, I really did think maybe they had actors in there for a moment.
Wow.
I did.
John got the Wordle in 3.
Nice.
Well, it's because you got to start. You got to
Nice.
start with Blart. If you start with Blart, then it just because that already had 2 letters in the correct place. So, spoiler for today or yesterday's Wordle, I guess.
Spoiler for a Wordle that you don't know when it was because we don't tell you what day
You
we record
can,
these on.
however,
Yeah.
there is an archive. You can go in and play Wordle archives. Also, the Smithsonian online has a sort of Wordle thing. It's a crossword puzzle, but there are no clues, and you have to use every letter of the alphabet once. And there are some like fixed
wow.
letters, so you have to fit them in. That's a good challenge.
What's that line of text that they put in like word processors so that you can see every letter in the alphabet? It's like a quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog, and that sentence has every letter in the alphabet in it.
Yeah, that's
a
it.
quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog.
I thought it was a quick fox jumps over the lazy brown dog.
John, did you get around to watching that trailer? Like, I know that everybody did, and I was kind of like, oh, yeah. And then when I watched it, it really actually blew me away. I was shocked.
I didn't watch it.
I
Watch it.
haven't watched it yet.
We
Was there
all
anyone
watched
saying?
it. We all went to the
I-
Game Awards and we watched it.
I didn't watch it.
Was that one guy?
Oh, wait, I have more hot gaming news.
Ooh.
Speaking of Star Wars,
Ah.
Remedy, the studio behind Jedi Fallen Order, announced, 3 new Star Wars games
Wow.
recently, which is
Wow.
pretty
Yeah,
exciting.
that's- well,
Also,
Remedy,
you
not
like that
Infinity
game,
Ward.
which I did not.
oh, you didn't like Fallen Order? I thought
We
Fallen
did
Order.
a
I thought
instant classic
Infinity
on it. I
Ward
thought it
was
was
the one
Caribou.
that was doing.
Yeah,
the Star
I wouldn't even be
Warses.
on the episode. I
No,
just
that's
liked
Remedy,
it so much.
right?
Really?
Oh, no. I'm thinking of Respawn. Sorry, I meant
right,
Respawn. It's
sorry.
Respawn.
Yeah, they used to be
Yeah,
Infinity.
not Remedy.
All the people from Infinity Ward went and started Respawn. Yeah.
Yes.
The
it's
Jedi,
Respawn.
yeah, because Jedi Fallen Order was great.
Yeah, Jedi Fallen Order was
Jedi
awesome.
Fallen Order was
Disagree.
Garbo.
Yeah, so there's gonna
We didn't
gonna
like
be
it.
more.
No, we didn't like it.
There's gonna be more of those games.
I liked it.
I
Had
think-
garbage controls
I
and
think
garbage
that-
combat and garbage level design.
No way! I hope
And a
that Cal
boring story.
Kestis makes a comeback. And
Cal
Seer
Kestis was
Junda.
trash.
I thought that was. I thought
Cal
he was.
Kestis was a
You
great.
know who was a
character.
great character? Was that Muppet-looking dude that flew his ship.
His name was
Griezo.
Grizz.
Greasy.
Grease.
Ambergris.
Grease.
Yeah, I thought Cal was a surprisingly likable protagonist because, he looked like he would be awful, but then especially once it gets to the Order 66 stuff, you feel real bad
totally.
for him. And
That was the best part of that game,
really
was the
good
Order
twist.
66 stuff.
Yeah.
And when Vader showed up at the end, that was
Yeah.
pretty fucking awesome.
yeah.
Yeah, spoiler alert, but yeah, the Vader.
My
cameo
biggest
at the
problem
end
with
was-
that game,
was
if I'm
really
being
good.
real, was that I did not like the combat. I know you guys did, but that kind of combat, slow, boring combat kills me. And
Yeah.
I did.
Riposte.
I would rather.
Riposte.
I would rather.
Yes.
I would rather play turn-based than that crap. But also,
I love figure.
level design was
That game has such
god-awful.
an interest.
god awful level design.
That game has such an interesting timing for riposting and blocking. It's once you get the hang of it, it just feels so good.
I want to get the hang of it. Also, we had some new title announcements from our favorite game series, the Dark Pictures
Dark
Anthology.
Pictures Anthology. Yes.
And one of
Super-
them has your favorite Dark Pictures man in the logo.
Yes,
does.
Curator.
Mr.
Yes.
Curator.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Mm.
So, I don't think we ever got talked on air about how his voice actor and his body actor are 2 different people.
It's difficult. It sunders my heart in two because who do I really love, the voice or the body and the face?
body.
The voice delivery is very good for that character.
I mean, a good voice.
But yeah, that's super massive.
Yeah.
That's super massive, by the way.
Supermassive news.
Supermassive Games. That's the name of the studio.
Everyone, the number one gaming franchise, the Dark Pictures anthology. It's just what on everyone's lips all the time, most talked about.
I think they came up with such a good model for releasing games like these kind of mid-tier, once a year, mostly mocap, sci-fi horror games. That's great. Give me one of these every year.
They're filling a niche
Just
that's
keep it going.
not really being filled by anything else. There's nothing else like them.
Yeah.
There is a full FMV like thriller game that came out on Game Pass recently that I think could be fun for.
I saw that, and
stream.
it's got the guy from Upgrade in it, and I like that movie Upgrade.
It's got somebody from Westworld in it. The
Which one?
The prostitute.
Oh, I
The
know
one
who
that
you're talking
works.
Oh my god.
in the brothel or whatever. You know, the second
about. Yeah.
in command to the main, to the lady that runs it. I don't remember their names.
Oh, the one who was on Buffy?
That,
Wasn't she on Buffy?
I have no idea.
She looks like the girl from Buffy, though. She
No.
looks like the girl. It's not her, but she looks like
it's
her.
definitely not the
She
girl
looks
from
like
Buffy.
her.
Are you talking about?
No, but it
Allison,
looks
what's
a
her
lot
fuck
like her.
from?
No, the other one.
Charisma
Buffy's little sister,
Carpenter?
right?
No,
Oh.
I thought it was the one who played Drusilla on Buffy. But it's not. You
Oh.
are telling me.
I mean, I didn't watch Buffy,
Oh,
so
wait,
I
I
wouldn't
have
know.
one more piece of hot gaming news. I have another hot gaming
Let's
news.
hear it.
Rockstar confirmed today that they are in active development on Grand Theft Auto 6.
Could
Whoa.
not care less.
What?
Yeah.
So are they going to
The
go back
most
and
popular
fix...
gaming franchise of all time is in active development on a sequel.
Wow.
Amazing.
I mean, they don't want to disturb the cash cow that is GTA Online, where they take.
Oh my gosh, that
literally.
game
Why
makes
isn't that it's a
billions.
separate game at this point, though?
Billions.
Like, I don't understand why
Yeah.
it's still tied to 5.
I don't
Split it
know.
off. Let it be a thing.
I'm sure they're gonna keep it the way it is, and
Yeah.
then just develop
Just
6.
just
off
keep
of it.
stealing money from children. Just keep doing it. Just steal
Oh,
all
yeah,
that
yeah.
money from
Did
kids.
children play Grand Theft
Yeah.
Auto?
Yes.
What
Oh,
children?
Yeah.
Oh,
I
that
played
is-
Grand Theft Auto as a kid.
She was on Buffy, just not as the character I thought.
Oh,
Who was she?
Lori. And first line of her biography. She's appeared as a guest star in several television series such as Judging Amy and Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Judging Amy.
Judging Amy. We love that show.
We love it. We love it almost as much as Crossing Jordan. Square Root's
Hey,
favorite show.
yeah. Crossing Jordan. That's the
I've
show.
never
I
heard
was
of that.
thinking
Can we?
What's Crossing Jordan?
Oh,
Oh,
boy.
wow.
It's time to
wow.
move on. It's time to level up.
Level up, Matt. Level up.
I do have a fun level up this week. I've been watching I watched a couple of things that I wanted to talk about. I watched the second season of the Netflix show Dota. That show's really super good. If you have any interest in fun fantasy action shows, go watch Dota.
I love fantasy.
I do love fantasy.
Hey, everybody! Why don't you talk about fantasy shows? They're wild.
Okay.
Carol Channing for
All
fantasy.
right, so I watched
games.
Dota, and it was super good. I watched the second season, and if you have not bothered to
Oh,
check it out
really?
because it's based
Who's
on...
your favorite guy on Dota? Is it the big barbarian?
John, how did you level up?
Look what I've got right here. Can you see it?
Oh, jury duty.
Jury duty. How much does it pay? Do I get paid?
They should. Well, I don't
Yeah.
know actually what happens in Canada. You
Yeah.
get paid a nominal amount in the United States.
I think it's minimum wage, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
It's $7.25. So.
Well, it depends
well, I
on the
think
state you live in. Jim.
yeah, I think.
yeah. I guess that's
I think
true.
minimum wage
Have you
here
guys
is
ever
like
sat on a jury?
$17? Yeah, it's like 16 or 17 bucks, I think.
Oh wow, that's good.
I've never sat on a jury, and it's unlikely at this point that I ever would.
Oh, that's true.
What?
I can't say.
Oh, right.
Oh
yes,
yeah,
I know why.
yeah. I sat on a jury when I was in college for an entire week.
Oh, how was that?
A week long trial. It was not great because it was a sexual assault
That's
case.
horrible.
It was not
It
fun.
is for the Supreme Court of British Columbia, and it is a criminal trial.
Oh, interesting.
Oh,
Yeah.
maybe it's those truckers.
Maybe it's the truckers.
That's, I think, I mean, just knowing the speed of the justice system, I don't believe it's going to be those stupid.
Yeah, I don't believe they've
stupid
actually been
truckers.
charged yet.
Yeah.
I should mention, I did drive past a little convoy of people. They were they were parked along the side of the highway, on the other side of the highway I was on, and one of them was doing a little Nazi salute.
Hey.
Oh.
I don't.
The last time, so living in Texas, sometimes people will like kind of celebrate on overpasses and fly inappropriate flags. And the other day they were doing that as I was crossing a bridge and they were on the opposite side. But it was perfect because I got to like get their attention and also give them the finger, which my daughter and I both did.
Yay!
It made us both feel great.
What was the flag they were flying?
There was a Confederate flag. There was a Trump 2024. Some anti-immigration stuff.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Just the whole hodgepodge.
So does it make you feel better or worse that this is not a U.S. only phenomenon?
Worse, because our plan in the U.S. is always to flee to Canada,
That's true.
and now we can't because the truckers won't let us in.
Yeah, well, and also like you need a PCR test to get across the border and stuff.
I
too.
would gladly take a PCR test. What's wrong with you?
I've been taking one a week. They're
Oh.
okay. It's not that bad, just for work.
Get used to them.
Yeah. Otherwise, I've been playing some video games. Video James. That's how Jim has asked we refer to them. Because he loves video games so much. Video
Yeah.
games is so much. So the latest video games I've been playing is one called Dying Light.
I saw that on the Xbox you were playing that recently. What's going on with you in Dying Light?
I'm playing it on. Maybe it'll show up. Yeah, I think it shows up even if I'm playing it on Steam because it'll show up on my Xbox.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, it did show up on the
Didn't
Xbox.
they just release Dying Light 2?
Yeah, but
did.
I'm what's called cheap.
Right.
So I was like, well, I can buy the one for like $15 with all the DLC, or I could pay $80 plus tax. I'm gonna go for the $15 game and see if I like it before I pay
Yeah.
$80 plus tax for the.
Some
main
people
game.
are like, I don't know much about Dying Light, but I know that it does have a very passionate fan
It
community.
controls super well, so I think that might be part of
Interesting.
it.
Yeah.
So it's like a open world mission based game with like resource. It's a bit like State of Decay, but with first person parkour controls, and it doesn't have the whole base building. It doesn't have the part I really like about State of Decay, which
like Mirror's Edge, kind of?
yes, yeah. So it's like
Got it.
Mirror's Edge with zombies, and it's all about trying to like run through big packs of zombies and then like scale up buildings and stuff. It's a really good looking game on PC.
Did you guys play Mirror's Edge?
Yeah.
Oh.
I did. It was very good.
Yeah, so I think if you like that, you would like this. And if you get on, well, you're probably not going to get on PC. I think there might be cross-play because it's co-op, so I could play a game with you. I'll look into that.
Interesting. That would be fun. So did you get it? You bought it, though.
Yeah.
$15?
Yeah, it's
Wonder if it's on Game Pass, though.
it's not on Game Pass, but it is on sale for like 75%
Oh, interesting.
off,
Okay.
On Xbox. So
That sounds fun,
I
though.
think there is crossplay, but I'll look into that.
Could we all play together, or is it just two people at a time?
I don't know. It seems like a single player game, but I know there is some kind of co-op. Let me look. Dying Light crossplay. Oh, it does not have crossplay.
Oh, bummer.
Wait. Oh, okay. Wait, is Dying Light 1 cross-platform? Yes, between PC and PS5.
I have a PS5.
Oh, okay. I have one of those, too.
Oh, good for you.
Wait.
Mine, I can put a disc in mine.
I don't know. This seems. Let me check this out. Dying Light PC PS4 crossplay.
The people who say we don't do research on this show really
Well,
ignore
we're
the
kind of
part of the
waiting for
show
that.
where we actually do research
But I guess
live on
you know
the
what?
air.
I'll do that later.
Yeah.
It's some of these stupid, but they're all like garbage websites, and I don't think.
Oh yeah.
No. The answer is, I think, no, it is not. And some of these garbage websites are just lying.
Why do they do that?
I don't know.
For clicks, for those
okay.
sweet
So
clicks.
I've been playing that. The graphics are good. I think that it's fun so far. The writing's kind of boring, but it's interesting that it's like, I don't know, it's set in I think of like a fictional Southeast Asian maybe country. I think that's an interesting locale for it. I don't know, I'm enjoying it so far for $15. Definitely seems like something I will play more of. So yeah, take that as you will. Have I been playing anything else? No, I think that's kind of it for this week. I've been trying to catch up on Dragon Age. What about you, Jim? How did you level up?
Well, this week I started a whole brand new job.
Hey, congratulations.
Hey, thank you. It's a lot to take in, a new job, especially like, working from home for the last 2 years, and then you get thrust into a situation where you're not only having to be in person again and dress like an adult, but you're meeting a bunch of new people, and it's man, how taxing that is. So last night, at the end of that long first week at the new job, I decided to have a movie night, and I watched Guillermo del Toro's what is the name of that movie?
Shape of Water.
No, the new one.
Hellboy.
No,
Pan's
the
Labyrinth.
new one. The
The
new one.
orphanage.
No, the new one.
Blade 2?
No, the Nightmare Alley. I watched
Sorry,
Nightmare
Jim.
Alley. And it was really good.
Jim,
And
can I
then-
read this website?
Yes.
Dying Light, a light cut deadly game played by many. The question still needs to be answered whether it is compatible with the opposite game. The answer would be yes. Dying Light supports cross-platform play. The game is designed in such a way that both cross-play and multiplayer will be compatible between PC, Xbox, and PlayStation devices. Ding Light is a terrifying video game released by Warner Brothers Interactive. One of the most frequently asked questions about Dark Light is Dying Light cross-platform by 2021, and we can play it on many platforms. This blog post will answer that question. Today, the anticipation for cross-platform play is increasing. Gamers don't want to be limited by the hardware they play with. They just want to play with their friends, whether they're across the street or around the world.
That's just an SEO robot that wrote that. And so, the other movie I watched last night was The Last Duel, starring Matt Damon and Ben Affleck and
Ben
that
Affleck.
guy and Adam Driver. But yeah, Ben Affleck is
No
in
way.
it as like as a blonde French prince.
I don't believe it.
It's a very silly movie, but also a very affecting one. The way that it's structured and the last act of the movie are really, really good. And even though it's long and I didn't think I would like it because I don't really like those like Crusader type movies, but it was really good. I recommend both of those movies, Nightmare Alley and The Last
How
Duel.
can I watch Nightmare Alley?
Nightmare Alley just came out on Hulu, so if you're a Hulu subscriber, it is available for you to watch right now. And The Last Duel is on HBO Max. Vanessa, how did you level up?
Let me tell you. I got to do my 3 favorite things in PUBG. Thing number 1, I shot a dude with a car right in the head, and he did die right away from one shot.
It was very satisfying.
Number 2, I got to drive a tank. And number 3, I got to put on an entire Scarecrow outfit and do my Type 5 on Jonathan Crane, the Prince of Fear, a.k.a. the Scarecrow.
That was really something to behold.
This is something that I do specifically to Jim on occasion, although Matt's friend Paul was there as well. If I do find a bot with the Scarecrow outfit, I will put it on, and the spirit of Jonathan Crane, the Prince of Fear, overtakes me. Jim, am I sending shivers down your spine? Oh, your fear is so delicious to me.
You like put that mask on your character and went full method actor. for the rest of the match, there was no Vanessa after that. It was only Dr. Jonathan Crane.
Please call me by my full name, Dr. Jonathan Crane, the Prince of Fear, aka the Scarecrow, as portrayed by Cillian Murphy in the Christopher Nolan Dark Knight trilogy.
Ooh, starring Dominic Burgess.
Starring Dominic
Featuring
Burgess.
Dominic Burgess, not starring Dominic Burgess.
He just liked one of my tweets, so.
So I did that. I have been watching a show called Murderville.
Ooh.
This is a show
What-
we've talked about on the podcast before, but now it is out on Netflix. It is a scripted murder mystery show, except each episode has a celebrity guest who does not have a script. So their part is entirely improvised, and people respond and react to them. And they interview 3 suspects and have to determine who the murderer might be.
I also watched this.
Oh, did you?
I did. Well, because last time I talked about the UK version, which is called Murder in Successville, that's a little bit different.
Mm-hmm.
Should we address Jimmy Carr's awful stand-up in his Netflix special?
I don't
After you
think
so told all the listeners that you love Jimmy Carr, that you agree with all his jokes and think he's the funniest?
That's not what I said. In fact, I very specifically only recommended one particular episode of a show that he is on.
Okay.
However,
I knew there was a reason I didn't watch that show.
nope, I'm not going to get into Jimmy Carr unless you're ready to talk about Joe Rogan.
Oh, no. Is
That's
it going to be a
right.
Jimmy Carr, Joe Rogan combo?
Jimmy Carr, Joe Rogan combo. I actually have nothing to say about Joe Rogan, except wouldn't it be fun if everyone stopped giving his podcasts likes and reviews and gave them to us instead? Then Spotify could pay us $100 million.
Yay.
The best way to boycott Joe Rogan is not to quit Spotify. It's to just mute him and subscribe to Square Roots.
Exactly, and suggest that they transfer that entire contract over to us.
Yeah, maybe just match it dollar for dollar
Exactly.
on our Patreon.
Yeah.
Patreon.com/Square Roots Podcast.
And look, there are 4 of us, and we will make do splitting $100,000 60-40, with 60% going to me and 40% going to Jim,
Why?
John, and Matt.
I don't know if you know this, but I think Joe Rogan makes more than $100,000.
I'm sorry, $100 million.
Oh, okay.
You said that didn't sound quite like what I was expecting, having to split 100K.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
would never split 100K with you guys. I would absolutely keep that all for myself. But 100 million, I'll throw you 40%.
Oh, thank you. That's really nice.
I could live with
Yeah,
that.
I'm fine with it.
That's like $1 billion Canada dollars.
Yeah,
$1
well,
billion
yeah.
Canada dollars.
It's really what would that be? 40 million is around 50. It's around 50 million.
I mean, you wouldn't get the whole 40%, John.
Oh,
we
you're
have
right.
to.
So
we
what's
have to
50
split
divided
that.
by 3? That would be
Well, no, Vanessa's getting 60 million off the top.
I'm
so
getting
we
6
gotta split. We gotta split 40, so it's 20 apiece.
Wait, what about Matt?
He's
He's
not
not
on
here.
this episode.
Oh, that's true.
so-
That's true. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. I'm fine with that. Yeah, I can live out. We would.
I'm sorry you can't split our hypothetical Spotify contract, Matt.
Well, I'm glad. Have we talked about on the show? Matt, I'm sorry for this episode. Have we talked about on the show about how Harry and Meghan, my two favorite royals, have been scamming Spotify?
Yeah, you said they released one episode of their podcast.
Yeah, they have a contract for $30 million from Spotify, and they have so far released one episode.
Well, now they're protesting, right?
What are they protesting? Oh,
Spotify misinformation. They're part of the whole Spotify.
I feel like that's
defection,
very convenient. We could record a few more podcasts. Wait, we shouldn't because of Joe Rogan. Isn't that right, dear?
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, we'd love to, but we just can't.
Sorry, we really were about to go and record the rest of the podcast, but it turns out that you've got some shady politics on there.
That's my best royal.
Maybe the whole thing is just like a conspiracy to keep Harry and Meghan from making more Spotify podcasts. Like Neil Young is like, how can I draw attention away from Harry and Meghan and the fact that they haven't released any podcasts?
So, would you be willing, I know it's less, but would you be willing to take, instead of the Joe Rogan deal, take over the Harry and Meghan deal, and Square Roots gets $30 million that we split among?
I would need to talk about Vanessa's 60-40
Yeah.
expectation
Yeah,
here.
so
I think
would I.
We would need to renegotiate
Yeah, I think
that.
it would have to be more of an 80-20.
Wow. So Vanessa, other than supporting Jimmy Carr and his comedy, what else?
I didn't say anything about Jimmy Carr. I was talking about Murderville. Jimmy Carr is not on Murderville. I feel like you have implied something terrible here.
Who is your favorite? Have you watched all 6?
No, I have watched 5 out of 6.
Okay, so you got up to Sharon Stone.
Correct.
Who
Is it better or worse than I Think You Should Leave?
worse?
It's worse. Okay.
Yeah, it's worse than the English one. It's just not the English Murder and Successful is just funnier.
Doesn't the English one have like just regular people in it?
It has like a lot of reality show stars and stuff, but it's sillier. Like all the suspects are named after real celebrities, and that just gets very silly because they're usually doing like there's one episode in the new season with Bjork is murdered, and that's pretty funny. But then there's another season where they literally, that joke in. And I put joke in very heavy quotation marks from Ace Ventura, where he realizes that he's been kissing a trans woman and screams for 5 minutes.
Yeah.
They have a joke where it's pretty much that.
Oh, no.
Oh.
It was, but instead of a trans woman, it's that he's been kissing his male coworker who's dressed as a female prostitute.
What's
Whoa.
wrong with people?
And I'm like, England, this joke sucked in 1994 or
Yeah.
3. Why would you do it again 20 years later? England, why do you have to be so transphobic? Just give it a rest. Come on.
Just don't do it. It's easy.
Just don't.
Super
do
easy
it.
not to be transphobic.
I
You
feel
just
like that's
don't.
been a big cornerstone of British humor for a long time, though.
Yeah, it's one that like they're like, we had to give up all the rest of Benny Hill's classic giggly bits. I'm no longer allowed to dress up like an Asian man. We're not giving up this one last joke because it's so good.
It's so silly.
Anyway, so that's Johnny's PC police corner.
Yeah, I
Sorry
feel
to
like
sorry to our listeners in the UK. We're
I
not
think
trying
I
to
think I'm
generalize
just spicy this week just because of those stupid protests.
Yeah, I don't blame
And so
you.
I apologize for bringing the podcast down and derailing. Vanessa never vouched for Jimmy Carr. We all kind of knew he was awful from the start.
Yeah, I agree.
John's really PC policed my level up here.
Okay, let's. I will back away. I'm gonna not say anything for the next 10 minutes.
I also put together a puzzle of a rooster, aka chicken.
But it was like the insides of the chicken.
Yes. It's like a.
It's not like a puzzle of a picture of a chicken. It's like anatomically
Hang on.
putting together
Johnny
a
is
chicken.
crying because he so wants to say something about this puzzle I put together, and he's vowed to be quiet for 10 minutes, so he can't
It's
comment
been like
on the
15
chicken puzzle.
seconds.
Johnny, I give you a reprieve. Go ahead, say what you have to say about the chicken. Why is it canceled?
You have to describe this chicken puzzle. It is so bizarre. I
It's
love
so
it.
strange.
This chicken puzzle, you build the chicken from the inside out is the best way I can describe it. You start with all the different sort of cuts of meat that you might find inside a chicken. And
Can you describe the pieces aren't labeled in a language that you know?
no, they are in, I think, Japanese.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it looks
as
like
are the
Japanese.
instructions. So that's your first challenge.
As is like the like cover for the box.
There's not a word of English.
There is not a lick of
No.
English on this thing.
So you have like sort of the carcass shell of a chicken, and you fill it up with all of the meat cuts, which are labeled. I
The
assume
carcass shell meat cuts.
I assume they're labeled like breast meat, thigh, whatever it might be. There's also an egg.
That's an
An
assumption.
egg that goes sort of in the tail area, ready to pop out the vent. And then
The vent.
and then the next layer is essentially what you'd have if you had a rotisserie chicken. So you do the chicken skin as well as the wings and the drumsticks and all of that. And then that all goes inside a feathery chicken with head, beak, eyes, and everything. And it all goes together. And then you also get an extra little bonus of some chicken meat on a skewer. And the tiny instruction card flips over and becomes a tray to serve your chicken on.
What is the theme of this game?
Chicken?
Why are you doing this though?
Why am I?
Is this like a learning tool that you're appropriating as a toy, or like what's going on with this? Why is this a thing that you wanted to do?
So this is a gift I received for my birthday.
From who?
Vanessa's mom.
Well, but like, she gifting it to you as a learning tool, or like, did she think that you would enjoy
I
it?
think she thought I would enjoy it, and she was correct.
Why would she think that?
Well, because it's a chicken that you build from the inside out. Who wouldn't enjoy that?
Did you hear me describe
Yeah.
it?
Were
Like,
you listening when I talked to you about this chicken? About how it's all labeled in Japanese and it's amazing? And there's an egg that you put inside the chicken?
actually, I saw that, and I thought I was actually pretty jealous. Where'd your mom find that?
I think that they're available on Amazon. I don't think that's where she got it from, but you might be able to find it. Let's see if I search for chicken model kit.
This is the famous Square Roots search engine segment.
No, these are not quite what I have that are popping up. Chicken model.
Like in my head canon, your mom found it at the same shop that the guy bought the gremlin in Gremlins, and she was looking for a cool gift for her daughter, and it was in that shop from Gremlins.
Mega House chicken puzzle. 18 left in stock. Order soon. Available through Amazon Prime.
Oh. What is it retailing for?
It is 20% off right now. It is retailing for $16.
Oh. That's a steal.
So if you would like your own Mega House chicken puzzle, feel free to do a little searching for it. You can also go to the Mega House store on Amazon. Looks like they have a lot of anime bullshit. And that's how I leveled up. I don't think I can drag it out any further, guys.
No, Matt's
Sorry.
not coming back. He's done.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's just us.
Has Jim leveled up?
I did level up.
Okay, let's go. Let's do this.
Oh, also available, Mega House Beef Puzzle, Mega House Pork Puzzle.
Oh, beef. Oh, man.
So
Yeah.
is it like
Tuna
little
puzzle.
cut? Oh, sorry.
Oh, wow. There's a seafood one.
It
Interesting.
hasn't been 10 minutes yet, so you guys keep going.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, Johnny. Johnny, you did have a question. Feel free to ask it.
So, do you assemble the entire chicken from little cuts of meat? Like, does it, or is there a frame that you're plugging in the little piece of meat into?
There's a frame to plug the pieces of meat into. It's a 3D
Okay.
puzzle, essentially, made of meat, chicken, and live chicken.
Do you feel like you know enough about chickens now to disassemble and then reassemble one?
I think that I could do it. However, I think that it would not survive the disassembly process. So by the time I reassembled it, it probably would not be alive.
I guess it would depend on how fast you could do it.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
don't think it
that's
would,
kind of how
actually.
surgeons approach surgery. They're like, the faster you do it, the more likely they'll be alive at the end.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
think that would be the
We're
issue
talking
here.
statistics.
Yeah.
We're not saying there's a good chance,
Yeah.
but the best chance.
Yeah.
Again,
exactly.
no. Like, I feel like, in fact, if I were to take my time and really think it through, the chicken might have a better chance than if I just did it as quickly as possible.
Have you ever held a chicken?
Yeah.
I don't know. I've certainly touched a chicken.
Like alive?
I've been attacked.
alive.
I've been attacked by a rooster.
Oh,
It's
no.
funny, if you hold a chicken upside down, they just like zone out. They just like conk out. It's the weirdest thing.
Oh, you know what?
That is
I
strange.
have held.
Well, they have like little bitty brains, little raisin brains.
Yeah.
I've held little fluffy yellow chicks,
Oh.
but
Aw.
I don't know if you consider those to be chickens or not.
So this
When I was in first grade, the whole grade was dependent on, we had to incubate chicks. From like my first grade teacher was a farmer, so she took chicks from her farm, and we had to.
how many did you
We
kill?
had to. I didn't kill any.
That's good.
My chicks survived, and probably made free eggs for that teacher.
Yay!
That ungrateful teacher.
Oh, teachers just always scamming the system. That's them.
Yeah, just trying to grow their own food.
Getting free labor
Yep.
where they're far. So let's talk about this chunker. Are you ready to go into Varric's tale?
Man, I've totally forgot this was a gaming podcast.
This is a gaming podcast, and we have chunkers to talk about. We have. We'll start with the companion quests, and then we're going to go into the Felicia DLC. So let's talk about. Oh, this is yesterday's, right? Offered and Lost. Was that? Yeah, this is yesterday.
You're on the wrong one.
one, buddy.
There's today's. Okay, so first, you walk in on a argument between the mages with QAnon and Meredith being real mad at each other. I know that's not his. What's his name? Quentin?
Quentin Beck.
Yeah, Quentin and Meredith are real mad at each other, and they're like, "Who, champion of Kirkwall? Since you're here, who do you think is right? Do you think it's Meredith, or do you think it's Quentin?" And then I think everyone's gonna be like, "I don't care," or like, "You're both wrong."
Yeah, that's what I did. I was like, can we not, like, right now? Like, I was just named champion of Kirkwall. I slayed the Arashok in hand-to-hand combat. It was heckin' awesome. And so let's just let's just chill.
Well, this is 3 years later from that.
3?
Yeah, I think so.
That's so
Isn't
many
it?
years.
It is. I think it's 3 years.
Because
Yeah.
I think it's
Wow.
6 years since the first act.
That's pretty amazing.
Is it? Wait, is it Orsino?
Orsino, that's it. You know,
Yeah.
QAnon.
I don't know why.
Yeah.
All right. I guess Johnny knows something we don't.
So,
Hey guys, look, it's Chungus.
Chungus Among Us.
Yes.
There's a Chungus Among Us. A humongous Chungus. So,
You know what's funny? I had my internet upgraded yesterday. Aw, is that Pepper?
No, that's Jack is on one side of me, and then
Oh, it's Jack.
Pepper is right there.
aww.
Aw.
Porky's sleeping somewhere. She's been sleeping on my laundry, or not my laundry, my towel shelf a lot because she thinks it's a cat bed.
I had my internet upgraded yesterday, and the Frontier guy came over, and Chungus is a very friendly cat. Like, she just wants to like be pet by everybody. And the guy was like, I don't normally like cats. He's like, but I really like this cat. And then he was like petting her, and he's like, I don't think this cat has ever missed a meal. And I was like, no.
So after you solve that little problem, then you're back to your house, and there's a bunch of things. Meredith calls you over for a little meeting. I like how Meredith, we didn't emphasize it enough last time. She's dressed like She-Ra, like she's doing sort of an off-brand She-Ra that you'd find at the dollar store. And I like her She-Ra outfit. She's got like the little circlet and everything, and you could compliment. I keep taking like the sleazy, flirty answers with her. I'm like, "You look great. You really make that armor work." That's more of a Fenris voice.
I tried to seduce one of the Dalish this time, and it just did not work out.
Was it the nun leader?
Yeah.
So she's got a quest for you. She would like you to hunt down 3 apostate mages. It's sort of like, you know, when the if you ever criticize the police in print, they want you to like come for a drive along with them so they can show you what the beat's really like, and then you'll take back your criticisms.
Uh-huh.
It's like that.
Y'all ever done a drive along with the police?
I got invited to, but it didn't work with my schedule because I wrote an
No, I've
article
never done
criticizing them. So that's from personal experience. Back,
Wow.
yeah, back when I used to write for the student newspaper.
I've done it.
How'd it go?
It sucked.
Yep. So there are 3 apostate mages to track down. There's Huon, who is a elf, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah. Evelina, who is
Human.
human, and
Human with big breasts.
Every woman in this game has the exact same breasts.
I know. It was very jarring because I was like, I'm gonna watch this whole cutscene because usually I'll like skip through once I read the subtitles, and I was like, why is this character's boobs so big?
Yep.
she's a fellow Ferelden. So like, Meredith is like, well, maybe you have something in common because you're both from Ferelden.
Also, they do the like Mrs. Doubtfire step into frame where it cuts and you can just see like her shoes and her legs up to her skirt in the frame. Do you guys remember that? That was very silly.
And finally, there is Emil Du Lancey, who is a son of a noble. You actually hang out with the rest of his family in the Felicia DLC.
This is where it cuts to like a National Lampoon movie for a
Oh,
minute.
man. National Lampoon's Kirkwall Vacation is
Yep.
so good.
You really get a wide range of experiences between these 3 mages.
You really do, yeah.
So let's start with Huon. He's the one who got taken away to the circle like right after he and his wife got married, and she's kind of bitter about it.
Yeah, she's
And-
like, he said he loved me. They took him away.
This
have
has
to
a
survive on
real.
my
She's on
own.
hard times.
This is a real like not JRPG, a real Western RPG staple where you're like, don't worry. Thanks for telling us where your husband is. We'll definitely protect you. We're super
yeah,
going to
yeah.
protect you, and don't worry, you're not going to die.
Spoiler.
She does.
She died.
Yeah, like she's like, oh, go look for her husband, and then you like go for a walk, and he's not there, and you come back, and he's there stabbing her.
Well, the thing that's most frustrating is you can't do this any other way. Like,
And
it was very jarring when she's like, "How could you do that?" It's like I didn't mean for that to happen.
And her husband, I don't know if she noticed this before she married him. He does look like Voldemort.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think maybe he wasn't meant to always look like that, but he's like, yeah, I got super into blood magery, and now I'm just gonna stab you. But it's cool because your blood is gonna make me super powerful. So obviously,
Oh,
as
right,
my
yeah.
wife, you would be really into that.
And
Classic
she's like, well,
dude.
actually, can I opt out? And he's like, no. So then the Pride Demon shows up, and the Pride Demon's like, oh, Hawk, you keep selecting the sarcastic responses, which just feeds me even further.
Oh my gosh.
That's what he
Oh.
said to me. Is that what he said to you all?
No.
No,
Oh, he's like, your glib
I always
tongue
take the polite option.
only gives me more power.
I don't
Yeah.
think he said that I gave him power at all.
Oh, okay. So I guess it's just a little critique of
Yeah,
how
I don't remember talking to the Pride Demon.
I sass everyone and then try to hook up with Meredith for some reason.
Well, you must be very proud of yourself.
Yeah, so we defeat Huon.
Mm-hmm. The Grudge.
Kill him. He's dead.
Yeah. Does he have a grudge on us?
Nope.
Oh.
Moving on to Evelina, we go to
Ooh.
Darktown.
With Cricket and
Walter.
It's like Cricket and Jared.
Yeah, we
Walter.
go to Darktown and we meet two definitely children, Cricket and Walter. This
Cricket
game,
actually does have a child model.
he has a child model. Walter does not.
No.
But
No.
we're led to believe that they're children just by the
He
way
looks
they're
like-
behaving.
He has like a Ron Howard
I
model.
was gonna say he has more of a what's Nickelback's name?
Nickelback.
Chad Kroger.
Chad Kroger, that's it. Yeah, it's got a real Chad Kroger model.
Wow. So they're like, yeah, Evelina took care of us when no one else would, and then they took her away to the circle. And you're like, where's Evelina now? And they're like, we can't tell you. She'll beat the shit out of us. She's scary now. We convinced them to tell us she is in the sewers, of course. Where else would she be? So we head on down there, and she too has taken up the blood magic.
And she's like, the boys come ahead of you. They're like, we thought we could warn her.
Yeah.
And she's like, oh, I'm going to eat your faces.
Yeah. Stupid children. Blah, blah, blah. Die.
Now you must die.
Does she kill the kids?
I think she doesn't. I think
No,
that
she
we are
doesn't,
able to
yeah.
stop them.
Okay. Okay.
Jack Reacher.
Yeah, Matt is really upset that he didn't get to talk about Jack Reacher on tonight's show.
Nice.
So
Yeah, he really
look
wants
forward
to.
to that next time.
A real reach around.
We're all gonna get Jack Reacher.
So yes, you do at least say. I guess because this time we didn't promise to save them, so there's not the same like pathos if they die.
Oh yeah, I was interested in that too because like I don't know, it's this all seemed very scripted.
It was.
I mean, this whole game
quite
is.
literally.
It's- yeah.
No, like you didn't really have an effect on what happened
Right,
to any of these
yeah,
characters.
yeah.
So yeah.
So you you fight her. She does turn into like at first she's one kind of demon and then turns into a desired demon after. Did you notice that she like turned into like a big powerful demon and then a desired demon?
Interesting.
So I did the Felicia DLC before I did this, and really the game sort of expects you to finish the game around level 17, and I'm about level 20, so I am on normal destroying.
You're level 20?
Yeah, I just hit level 20. I'm destroying all the fights. It's pretty brutal. Like,
what's the level cap in this game? It's got to be
might
near 20, right?
I think it might.
Yeah, like that's pretty crazy. I got to the like I finished all the story missions today, and I got up to level like 17.
Yeah.
And I'm playing on casual mode, but
Yeah.
like it's crazy that you're such a high level. That's interesting.
I gained at least 2 doing the DLC, so maybe it goes.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
So you destroy her, she dead, and then you have the option of giving the kids some cash or being like, well, life sucks.
I gave him some
Yeah, I
money.
gave him some money too.
Me too. And finally, we have Emil.
American
guy-
Pie Kirkwall edition.
Yeah, like to sum this up, you find him drunk at the bar, like passed out.
One
and
crazy
he's-
circle mage has one
Yeah.
crazy week.
And like he's more than willing to be arrested, but he's already paid for this prostitute, and he's like, I've never had sex before. Just let me have this one thing before you turn me in, and then I'll go willingly.
And you have
And-
the most serious discussion with his parents before that, where you're like, I haven't seen my son since he was 6.
Right.
And then the
I
husband
forgot.
walks in and says,
he has the really rich parents.
Yes.
Yeah.
The husband walks in, he's like, I heard you just gave our son money. And he's been telling everyone around town that you're giving him cash. And she's like, we have guests over right now. And no, do go on. And he's like, what if he turns into a blood mage? And she's like, no, I couldn't. Not our Emil. He's a child. He couldn't be a blood mage. Cut to weird science. Bum, ba-dum, bum, bum. Woo!
So,
Plastic
did,
tubes and pots and pans. No, you keep going. I'm just going to sing in the background.
did you guys
and pieces.
let Emil have
Magic
his one
from the
night of
hip.
pleasure before sending him back to the
I
circle?
did.
My creation.
Yeah, I did.
Isn't real.
I absolutely did not.
my
I talked
creation.
him out of it.
I
Though.
do not know.
I was like, buddy, she doesn't
From my
care
heart
about
and from
you.
my hand,
Don't you want
why
your
don't
first time to be
people
special?
understand my own
Like, head on
dungeons?
back to the circle. I'm sure you can meet a nice
Woo!
lady there.
I was like, no, buddy. Yeah, buddy, don't worry. I'll be right here waiting for you to be
I
done.
let him do it, and like he you get like the shot of him walking down the stairs so satisfied, and you're like waiting for him, just like leaning against. It's like a scene out of like an 80s movie, because like my hawk was standing there, and he's like, so how was it? And the guy's like, I'm not going to tell you. And then it just cuts.
Dun, 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 dun. Woo!
Yeah.
Oh, what a dumb segment. I was having a lot of fun. So then you go back to Meredith and she's like, so are we murdering Emil or...
Yeah. What do you
Because
want
I
to
really
do?
want to murder him.
He seems like a blood mage.
And we're like, no, he's just an idiot.
And she's like, okay, he can stay. So now we've learned our lesson about how dangerous mages can be. But guess what? I'm a mage. I already knew that.
I had Fenris and Alistair with me. Not Alistair, Anders.
If you had
Although I
Alistair
didn't-
with you, I was going to be so mad.
No, I have a whole scene with Alistair, this chunker.
Me too.
It's
Oh,
great.
totally. Yeah.
So Fenris and Anders there, and they hate each other, and they like at the end of this quest, they're like, "No, what are you doing? We have to murder all the blood mages." And Anders like, "What are you talking about? It's her fault. The Templars are driving them to
Yeah. Spoiler alert: you lose a character for a bit later.
gasp."
Gas, depending on what side you choose.
You can lose character at this point. You can lose characters forever.
Oh, yeah.
It like I lost a character because like I accidentally played through all the story missions today. I lost a character and like my whole party dynamic was dependent on this character. So like I had to redo all of my tactics for all my characters and make them all just like super offensive because I was missing.
Don't say it. Don't say it.
Yeah, don't say it.
My secondary warrior.
Oh.
I'll say that.
That
Jim,
wasn't who I was guessing.
Did you
Yeah.
lose Isabella last time?
The sister, yes.
No, Isabella the pirate lady. Or did you just...
Oh, I never got her.
Nice.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I just missed it. It's one of those things I missed in Act 1.
I think it's fun to play through the game in that way because it shows what a diverse experience you can have just playing this.
Yeah, totally.
So the next quest, let's talk about Alone.
How do I get you alone?
So if you remember last time, Fenris's sister was teased about this assistant of Fenris's former owner, enslaver, was there, and she did say that he had a sister and she wasn't a slave, she was like a tailor or something. And Fenris, unbeknownst to you, has been researching this and it's like, well, I found her and I invited her over. I'm real nervous. I don't know what to do. Can you come with me? And so I do the right things when I meet her.
That's not exactly what he told me.
Oh, what did he tell
He
you?
was
Maybe
like,
I got it wrong.
She's at the Hanged Man, and I'm pretty sure it's a trap. And I'm like, okay, we'll go check it out.
He definitely entertained the idea that it could be a trap. So I think we probably got the same dialogue. I think. So I was like, yeah, I'll come with. And so then she's very like, they do share a little bonding moment where they're like, oh, I remember you. What was his name? Lyle,
Yeah, she
Lester?
tells him his real name.
Luca.
My name is Luca.
And he's like, oh yeah, and I remember we used to play outside the Magister's, we used to like play together while Mother was working, and she's like, yeah, I remember all the good times we had. And then it's just like an awkward silence, and for some, I didn't interpret this awkward silence as I'm about to betray you, but your main character figures that out.
Yeah, because down the stairs, swiggity swag, comes Daenerys, the evil enslaver magister. And
He
he's
sucks.
like, I found you, boo. Come back to me. And Fenris is like, come back to this. Walks on up to him and rips his heart out of his chest.
Well, there's a whole. I had a whole fight first.
There's a whole fight first.
Yeah.
Blah, blah, blah.
And you do have the option of being like, oh, I'll give him back. You can have him.
Yeah.
It's like, he's not my slave, but
Yeah. Apparently you can. I wonder what happens if you say that. If Fenris then
I figure
fights you.
Fenris would be pretty mad.
He probably would not be into it. Yeah.
So, he rips his throat out or heart out or something. It's pretty gross. Well, there's just, like, you don't see, it's not like you see the blood and the gore and the ligaments. You just see, like, a little splurt of blood as he reaches into
Yeah.
his enslaver.
Yeah, it's just like plorp.
And he's dead. So then, what did you encourage Fenris to kill his sister as he's wont to do? That does seem to be Fenris's like response to everything.
Yeah. Fenris is like, you betrayed me, dum-dum sister. I'm just gonna kill you, and it's gonna be fine. Yeah, I told him not to do it, and did convince him not to kill his sister.
Me too.
And he did not like that. I got some rivalry
No.
points for that.
But he doesn't like anything.
That's true.
It's fine.
And if you do convince him not to kill her, then she gives some exposition. She's like, yeah, you're so mad all the time because you were made a slave, but you volunteered to do that. And you had to fight a whole bunch of other volunteers in like hand-to-hand combat to win the honor of becoming this guy's Illyrium slave. And then Mother and I got paid a whole bunch of money.
Interesting.
So let's go on. So I haven't done all these. Just a heads up.
Okay.
That I haven't done a small problem, but I've done them before, so you're not going to spoil anything.
Well,
for
I'll
me.
be happy to talk about a small problem. So, Varric contacts you, and he's like, "Hey, Bertrand's house just sold, which is great because we could use the money for sure. But the people who bought it say that the house is haunted, and are threatening to take me to court for selling them a haunted house. So, can we please go over there and see what's going on?" So we head on over there, and the house is indeed haunted. There are vases flying around. As you make your way through the house, you see ghostly images of people running through walls and things like that. Eventually, you run into a servant, and she's like, "Oh my god, the house is haunted, Sarah!" And you help her out, and we sort of figure that it must be that lyrium idol, that pesky lyrium idol, that's causing all of this trouble. So we go through the house. We finally find it. Varric gets all my precious about it. He's like, "Oh, the idol. I bet with this I can cure my brother's insanity. I just need to hold it and treasure it and rock it in my arms, and it will be my precious little idol." We fight
It's
some demons.
such a small thing.
Yep, such a small thing. Why shouldn't I? Why shouldn't
Yeah.
I keep it? So then,
I should like to hold it one more
I
time.
should like just to hold it, just to hold it in my arms one more time. Some demons, of course, appear because that always happens.
Yeah, that's
Everywhere
how almost
we
every
go.
quest ends.
Yep.
Oh yeah, totally.
And then we have the option of either giving the idol to Varric or saying, no, you may not have it. I told him he may not have it, and I took it to Sandal, and I was like, "Sandal, can you do something about this?" And he's like, "Enchantment." And he makes it into like a special enchantment that you can apply to weapons.
Can you put on Bianca?
I don't know.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Because then you're just giving it back to
Yeah.
Varric.
Well, I think that Sandal
Yeah.
implies that he has sort of nullified it somehow.
Okay.
And then eventually I went to talk to Varric again, and he's like, "I'm really sorry about the whole my precious thing. That was super uncool. It won't happen again."
I like how Varric is just because like I'm playing as a male, like Hawk. Varric is like your best bro throughout this whole game. Like you could not ask for a better bro than Varric. Like you can't. It's like you would have to play this game intentionally the opposite way to get him to not be your friend in this
Yeah.
game.
I think it's very hard.
Because like he's pretty much cool with everything that you do.
Yeah.
He is just
and
a
his
good
chest just
bud.
looks fun to nap on. Don't you just want to like take a nap on that big fuzzy
You know
chest?
what? Like one thing I noticed today when I was playing is there's not a ton of difference between those like little character icons you get at the bottom left of your screen. Not a huge difference between Varric's and Anders. Just a very like I got them confused a few times today.
I before mentioned that I don't love the Lord of the Rings movies, but I have to say
Wait, hold on. Excuse me. You don't love the Lord of
I
the
don't think
Rings
they're
movies?
they're just not for me. But
What? Wait. What do you mean though?
well, I don't want to get into it now. That's
I'm not gonna grill you. I'm just curious. Like, what don't you like about them?
I thought the CG looked terrible. And I didn't like how it was directed. I also thought they were long and boring.
Oh, okay. So you fucking hate those
Yeah,
movies.
yeah. So you're a fake nerd boy, and you've been faking it all along.
No, it's fine if you don't like those movies. I don't hold it against you. It's just okay. No, go ahead.
My favorite scene in that movie is where Frodo offers the ring to It's Kate Blanchett, right?
Yes,
That is the best part of those movies, where she's like imagines what she could do with it.
She's like, I'll be the baddest bitch ever, and she's like a ghost.
Yeah, that part
that's
was
a great
super
scene.
cool. So, anyway, other than my hot take about that,
Yeah, I had no idea you didn't like the Lord of the Rings movies. Wow.
So that's a small problem. I'm curious what would happen. Maybe I should give it to Varric. Would that get rid of? I guess it can't get rid of Varric because he's in all the cutscenes. So
Yeah, he's like Varric's part of the framing narrative. He's not going
So
anywhere.
Vanessa, I will find out what happens if you let him keep the Precious.
That's a great idea.
Is it?
But doesn't the Precious show up in the final act of the game? Spoiler alert.
I don't know, Jim. We haven't played it yet.
Oh, well, you have.
Next is Favor and Fault. That is we get a letter. This is one of the weird parts where the game sort of makes you put on an attitude I wouldn't, and there's no way to avoid it. Last episode we talked about how it makes you like really aggressive against the Kunari. For this one, you get a letter saying that Aveline sucks. You get a letter from Cullen, first of all, so
Yeah, take that with a grain of salt.
saying how Aveline sucks and she's a woman, she doesn't know how to lead. She's like not arresting everybody like she should be, and she's like making people wear magic body cameras and stuff, and he's really against that. And so you go up to
They had to take implicit bias training about
Exactly.
the Kunari.
So you go and talk to her, and you like aggressively grill her. She's like, "Oh, you think that I'm coddling my troops?" And like even the nicest answer is like, "Well, I didn't say that, but other people do, and I'm just asking questions."
Yeah, I'm just saying what people are saying, which is you show terrible favoritism to your troops.
So she says, "Why don't you watch my husband, who is one of my troops?" And Vanessa, we didn't address before the problematic boss marrying a underling element
Well,
of it.
last time they weren't married; they were just dating. So now they've gotten married. You can ask her about the honeymoon and how it went. I had Meryl in my party, so I was like, "Oh, how'd the honeymoon go?" Wink, wink, and she was like, "I won't tell." Wink, wink, and then Meryl's like, "Did you have a good time, though?" And she's like, "Yes, I had a good time."
Aw, I wish Isabella was there.
Yeah, I bet she would be like, "I bet you did have a good time."
So
Did he have to knock the cobwebs off first? Or?
one thing that Aveline in the previous chunker had the kind of, well, should I be doing this because he's my underling? I'm worried that I'm going to be viewed as harassing. And she thought she was going to be fired, which is something that Shepard never says. Aveline is aware of all these things and seems to be trying to do it in such a way that is not uncomfortable or in abusing a position of power. However, there is an implicit
There's a power
dynamic there. She's aware of
Totally.
it, but she's still doing it.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, and her boyfriend even addresses it at one point. Like everyone will think that I'm just basically trying to sleep with sleep my way to the top.
Yeah.
And so it's the game addresses it, but it doesn't make it any better because to win you have to make it happen. So.
Yeah. So what happens? I didn't finish this quest this time. What happens?
So we go down to the docks where Donick is fighting some bandits, and he's really being swamped, and we help out, and you're like, "Wow, you were really being swamped." And she's like, "See, if I was favoring him, then he wouldn't be getting so swamped by bandits, idiot." And you're like, okay, I get it. You're not coddling him or favoring him. And then she starts asking questions about where these rumors came from. And you're like, "Oh, Cullen sent me a letter." So you go talk to Cullen, and he's like, "I heard the rumors in Lowtown." So then we go to Lowtown to talk to the guard who is on duty down there, Guardsman Brennan. And she tells us, "Look, we really didn't want to tell you because none of the guards believe it. We all really respect you. We know it's not true, so it's no big deal. But Jevin is back, your old boss who you got fired. Remember, he was smuggling the Viscount's secrets. and getting messengers killed. And she's like, yeah, Jevin is in Darktown, so you can go down there and talk to him. We head down there, and Jevin is giving a little speech to an unruly mob. And apparently some of them are the same that were in Sister Patrice's unruly mob before. And he's like, the guard sucks, they can't do anything, Aveline is the worst, let's get Aveline. And they're all like, we agree. So then we just kick the shit out of him. That's what happens. And that's the end of the quest.
That guy sucks.
Yep.
Next up, Justice or Justice.
Justice. Did you do this one, Johnny?
Not this time.
Did you do this one, Jim?
I think Jim did because he was talking about it.
He is missing.
This one, I guessed what was going on the first time I played it. I remember this quest totally. And there's the game gives you clues about what's happening in a fun way if you know anything about chemistry.
You don't have to guess what's going on. He tells you. It's quite transparent. He's like, hey, I found a way to uncouple myself from Justice, and all I need to do it is a bunch of fertilizer so I can make a bomb.
That's true.
And you're just like, oh, cool. Like, that sounds great. I would love to help you make this bomb. So he says, well, the first thing I need is a bunch of shit. Like, literal shit from the sewers. So you have to go into the sewer and look for some crystallized poop. And gather up a whole bunch of poop. There's a bunch of Carda dwarves down there that you have to fight while you're doing this. And then once you have all the poop, you need to go to the mines to get some Drakestone. We haven't really mentioned these mines before. I am the owner of them at this point.
I do have a controlling interest in those as well.
I had a controlling interest, and then it all sort of fell apart, and the guy was like, we're ruined, what am I going to do? And I'm like, look, just give me your share of the mine, and maybe in a few years I can get it back together. It does have issues with dragons. There are constantly giant dragons there. But that's all optional. You don't have to do that part at all. So we get some Drakestone. Anders is then like, cool, I have everything I need. Let's go talk to the Grand Cleric and give her one last chance to help the mages. And I'm like, what are you talking about, Anders? And he's like, you know, before I do my magic ceremony. Because I am in a relationship with Anders, the whole time he kept apologizing to me. And he's like, I want you to know, whatever happens, it's not your fault. And I'm like, what are you talking about? And he's like, don't worry about it. I just want you to know it's not your fault what's going to happen. And don't worry about it. And then I was like, is this when you're going to break my heart? Because you always told me you would. And he's like, yeah, probably. Don't worry about it. Remember, even when I'm gone, Justice will be here. And I'm like, what? And he's like, it's cool. Let's go talk to this Grand Cleric. So I did. He's like, you have to help the mages. She's like, no, I have to maintain like a balance of neutrality. I did sort of get her to admit that the mages were being treated poorly. And Anders is like, maybe there is a chance we can talk it out.
And this is this relates to the faith quest where you could talk to her and be like, you got to leave town. This is going to go real bad.
So then after that, Anders gets a brand new outfit. He gets an all black look. And he's like, by the way, I'm pretty sure we're broken up now. And he didn't come around my house anymore.
Aww.
Yeah, it's sad.
He really stabbed you in the back, Vanessa. If there's only something you could do to him in return.
I know. We'll see. We'll see how it works out.
No rest for the wicked. Neither of us did, because I've never been able to keep Isabella.
We have no
in my
idea what
party.
happens with that, and we probably never will.
One day I'll try a playthrough where I keep Isabella, but not this time. Next, is a Murder of Crows a companion quest? What
It's
companion is this a
not.
quest for?
But I do want to talk about it because depending on how Meryl's quest goes, you cannot complete Murder of Crows.
Oh, I think I've locked myself out of it then.
I believe you have. So
Okay.
I'm just going to talk about it.
Sure.
So we run into this guy, Nuncio, and he's like, I'm Nuncio the Nobleman, and I'm here hunting a terrible assassin. Oh, me oh my, if only someone could get this terrible assassin for me, but he's hiding among the Dalish. So could you please go get this terrible assassin, and I'll pay you so much money. So I say yes. I head over to the Dalish, and there's a Dalish woman, and she's like, oh yeah, I know that guy, he's in that cave. And you're like, wow, you're just betraying your friend super easily. And she goes, no, he said people would be coming, and he said just tell him I'm in the cave. No big deal. So we're at the Dalish camp. This woman's like, yeah, he's in the cave. We go into the cave. It's full of traps.
Yo, there's so many traps here.
I had to make Varric my character that I was controlling so I could see them and try to disarm them. But even still, I got trapped by some of these traps.
I think I hit all of them at least 5 or 6 times. Like, my characters are stepping all over these things.
So finally, we make our way to the end of the cave, and the assassin reveals himself, and it's Zevran.
Yay!
Hey!
We remember Zevran from Dragon Age Origins. He is our horny elfin assassin friend.
He's basically
Yeah.
Puss in Boots from the Shrek series.
Yeah, basically. That's funny.
And he sees you, and he's like, I was expecting this guy, Nuncio, not the beautiful champion of Kirkwall.
Did you take this opportunity to cheat on Anders like I did the first time?
No, I did not. And I probably should have, because apparently we're broken up, whatever that means.
You're on break, so
He's just going through something. He's
You're on a
wearing all
break.
black. He's like, I was told you I'd break your heart.
You're on a
Emo,
break,
emo.
Vanessa.
Yeah, I guess you're
Yeah.
right. So he gets
Express
all
yourself.
flirty. You can either take him hostage or let him go. Jim, what do you do?
I let him go.
Yeah, me too. I was like, you can go, Zevran. And he's like, thank you. Maybe we will meet again. And
Plus, the boss right before that was really tough.
yeah, that's true. So you don't want to like,
And I don't want to fight another boss right now. That was like, it party wiped me one time. That big spider thing.
yes, he does, in addition to the
Yeah.
traps, have a very big spider.
Very big spider thing that was like the boss of another mission a while ago, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's another one of
Yeah.
those grasshopper cricket spider.
Oh, so gross. And like, yeah, it was tough. It had a lot of HP.
So Zevran's like, I appreciate that you're letting me go. Maybe you want to go to Nuncio's camp and tell him probably it will not go well for you. Okay, goodbye. So he leaves. You go to Nuncio's camp, and then Zevran comes swaggering out, and he's like, hello, it's me, I'm back. Zevran, how do you do? I am famous for being an assassin, famous for fighting with the warden and saving Ferelden, and also famous for my fucking. So
I'm very good at the
I'm very
sexy.
good, and everybody knows I'm very good. So you kill Nuncio and his group. They are not, in fact, nobles. They are members of the Antivian Crows, the assassin group that Zevran was a member of before abandoning that life. And after you've killed them all, Zevran's like, okay, so now we're going to fuck or what? And I was like,
Now is the traditional time where
yeah.
the assassin and the contractor have
So, John,
sex.
you're playing as a rogue, right?
Yes.
Did you make use of the dagger that he gave you?
I missed this quest because I accidentally did a quest that stops it from happening.
Oh, interesting. So, like, I feel like this game, because every, like, weaponsmith I went to, even in the Black Emporium, and these side quests give you really great weapons if you can use a dagger. But if you can't use a dagger, I feel like the pickings are kind of slim.
Mm-hmm.
I got really good daggers, but not great, like, two-handed swords. It's a real bummer.
Yeah, I have the same thing. I run into a fair amount of good staffs, but I definitely have a whole bunch of daggers that never get used, especially now that Isabella's gone.
Mm-hmm.
So, Jim, did you take up Zevran's offer to receive his special reward?
No.
Neither did I.
I did last time, and it is great.
What is it?
It's just like they make out and cut to next day.
Oh, really?
If you've imported your save from Dragon Age Origins and Zevran is in a relationship with the Warden from that game, he will not offer his special reward.
Oh.
You would think that they would be open. Like, I would assume that was the lifestyle Zevran was into, but apparently not. Yeah. So that's Zevran. And he's like, maybe someday we'll meet again and then we'll fuck. I don't know. Goodbye.
It's like Pepe Le Pew, that guy.
So you ask on the notes, were there any romance moments? And I did have a smooch, but we'll talk about that in a moment.
Okay.
It was like a real James Bond end of the movie smooch, too.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I had a
wow.
moment before Anders went all like shit crazy where he was like hanging out at my house and he's like, this is my house. I live here with you for the last 6 years, but now I'm like freaking out about it because I'm a wanted man. I'm helping all these apostates. Everybody knows it. What do I do? And I'm like, well, here's a key to the cellar and there are tunnels and just use the tunnels. And he's like, now I'm a tunnel boy. Thank you. That was my romantic moment.
My romantic moment has to be next week because I don't want to spoil anything.
Okay.
Okay.
Johnny, tell us about A New Path.
A New Path is... So, I feel like your story and my story might not be the same here. I made some choices, Vanessa. I made some choices with my friend Meryl. Because who doesn't like Meryl? Let's just talk about this for a second. She's delightful. She's sweet. She's puckish. She's got like kind of like Data from Star Trek, like an innocent look at the city and everything. And she's always got fun things to say. I love having her in the party because she's so like, you know, she brings down all sorts of fire and lightning and ice on everybody. And it's great, you know? And so, considering that we're besties, me and Meryl, I'm not going to say no to her. We're friends. So she's like, I can't get this mirror to work. I don't know how to get this mirror functioning again. And I said, well, how about we figure this out? Maybe the keeper knows something. She's like, oh, she won't talk to me. We'll just get into arguments. I'm like, well, we can both go and see. And she's like, well, what I was thinking is that we go to Sunderland, the mountain by the Dalish Camp, and there's a demon that got locked away there during an ancient elven war. And this is the demon that's like I've been talking to. I did meet last time through the Alluvion, so maybe he'll be able to get me to fix the Alluvion. And so I was like, okay, well, let's go talk to the keeper. So I talked to the keeper, and she's like, don't do this. This is horrible. You already got so many people killed. What are you doing, Meryl? Don't do this. Please, please don't do this. Hawk stopped Meryl from doing this. And I'm like, but you look at her face. Look at her her big elfin eyes. Look how sweet she is, and her lips quibbling. Look at her lip; it's like
It's quibbling.
I can't say no to her. Let's go. So we go up to the top of Mount Sunderland, and we get there, and there's an idol there, which is where they store the demon. She's like, the demon's not here, and we turn around, and the keeper's like, it's because I have the demon. And Meryl's like, what? And she's like, yeah, demon inside me. He's here. We're all here. I had to stop you from doing this, so I had to put the demon inside my tummy. Now the demon's inside me. Uh-oh. I'm going to turn into a big giant demon and fight you now. So that's what happened. And then I fought the demon and defeated the demon. And
That's every quest in this game.
Yeah.
You know what? If they don't turn into Demon A, maybe Demon B. And then, if it's very special, Demon C.
this is a definite Demon C moment because it's like a big, huge demon that's got like
Yeah.
sweeping attacks and stuff. And so then I said to the keeper, the keeper's like, well, that's it. You defeated the demon and I'm fine. Thank you, Meryl. But
Can I ask you guys a question?
Yeah.
Can I ask you a question, John?
Yeah.
Really honest question.
sure.
I think the gameplay. Well, this is not a question. This is more of an observation. I think the gameplay of this game is so good it makes up for the story to this game being bad.
I think the story, we'll talk about it at the end of this because I think this quest illustrates that there's a subtlety to the companion quests in this game that is literally not there in any other BioWare game.
But does subtlety mean rewarding?
I like it. I think this quest is great. So when
I think some of these quests are good, but does it make up for not having a more bigger scope?
I like the small scope though.
Story
I
quest.
think that's one of the
I know you like it. You love this like street level RPG stuff.
it's not like that
Yeah.
crappy movie Lord of the Rings. This is like a real small
Oh man,
story.
this sorry Peter Jackson. Apologies to Peter Jackson. I don't know, Vanessa. How do you feel about it?
I like the character moments. I do feel like it's there's not the same like pressure you would feel with a gotta save the world game, I guess.
Does like pressure equal memorability?
No, I just think it's different.
So does this game rank above similar other save the world games?
It does for
or
me.
no?
I think just because I really like that about it.
Some of them, I would say, I'd still put Origins above Dragon Age 2.
And I would put this above Origins because I like the story and how it's presented and just the way that it's focused better.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I like the story, but I felt a little too disconnected from the grander story that the franchise is trying to tell.
Right.
I think. Yeah.
So
Well, I think that's why when we were talking to Mark Dara, check out our interview with Dragon Age executive producer Mark Dara, he was talking about wanting to tell sort of a different kind of Dragon Age story just in the world.
Yeah.
And I think it totally succeeds in doing that.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, definitely does. But and he even expressed this reservation in like calling it Dragon Age 2.
Right.
And not I think he said his title he wanted was Dragon Age Exodus, which would be a fantastic title for this,
Absolutely.
honestly. Absolutely incredible title and would kind of just put this game where it needs to be. And the fact that it's called Dragon Age 2, it doesn't feel like a Dragon Age 2.
Yeah.
You know what it sort of is like is the relationship between Uncharted 4 and Uncharted Ladies Night, which is not, a real sequel.
That game is incredible.
It is incredible.
Yeah, it's just as good, if not better, than Uncharted 4.
No, Uncharted 4 is much better because it has that dreamy Rafe. What a catch.
Oh yeah, you like that guy.
is that Steve Valentine?
No, that Steve Valentine isn't Uncharted 2.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Uncharted 4 introduces a new dreamboat, Rafe, the small little man with anger issues.
I've never
But
played.
very fit, good-looking little
He's
man.
a very fit, good-looking little man, which of course is exactly my type, See Vigilante on Peacemaker, streaming on HBO Max
Oh, he
now.
is a real vigilante.
He is.
Good call. Yeah.
So, I defeat the demon, and then the keeper's like, everything's great, don't worry, it's all good. But it does have the BioWare tilty camera, and anytime there's a BioWare tilty camera, you know something's not right.
Everything's
Yep.
fine.
And it turns out she's still got the demon inside her, and Meryl just stabs her, just straight up just kills her right away.
That's what you got to do.
And I was like, oh. So then Meryl and I walk outside, and all the villagers from the village are there, and they're like, hey, Meryl, you killed the keeper. You killed her just like you killed everyone else. What's wrong with you? And Meryl's like, I didn't do anything. I'm so sorry. It was the keeper. She did this. Hawk, you tell him. I'm like, yeah, it was the keeper. And then everyone in the entire village does attack, like the merchant, the friends, every single person in the village does attack Meryl, and you have to kill the entire village.
That's terrible.
Wow.
And that's how I ended that quest. And you get back and she's like, everyone I know is dead. You're the only friend I have left. What's wrong with me? How could I have done this? She seems a little broken after this quest. So, Vanessa, where did I go wrong?
Well, what I did is essentially the same thing that you did, except when I got to the Dalish village to talk to the keeper, I was like, tell Meryl this is a terrible idea. Talk some sense into her. And the keeper's like, oh, I hate that it's come to this. It's a terrible idea, but I don't think I can stop her. So you go to the cave. The keeper comes out, and she's like, Meryl, I put this demon in me because I love you so much. I knew it was the only way to save you from the demon. The Illuvian that you've been trying to repair is a gateway to the demon world. It would have freed him. I couldn't let you succumb to it, so I took it inside myself. Then I did have to fight her, and then she's like, everything's fine. And I said, you
Tilty
said...
camera.
Yeah. You said earlier that you had to die in order for the demon to be defeated, and the demon was like, busted, and came out again, had to fight it again. Meryl's very upset. We leave the cave. All the Dalish are there, and they're like, your fault, your fault, your fault. And I look at them and I say, you know what? I'm going to take responsibility. I accept responsibility for everything that happened here and for Meryl. And they're like, okay, you need to take Meryl away and never ever bring her back again. I'm like, okay, I will. Goodbye. And that's what happened.
So you didn't have to murder every single person she ever knew.
No, I didn't. She was still upset, and she's like,
Why would you say that, John?
'Cause I murdered every single person she knew.
yeah, she was very upset when we got back, and she's like, what do? I just want to help my people. What should I do now? And I was like, I don't know, keep studying Elvish history. And she's like, okay. And that was it.
We'll talk about romance. Do you want to talk about the key to your heart, Vanessa?
I already did.
Oh, okay. Well, that's it. Let's talk about Felicia DLC real fast.
Wait.
No, wait. We said that next episode.
Oh, we'll do that and Legacy?
Yeah, that Legacy.
That and the... What's Legacy?
Another DLC.
Oh, so next episode, DLC episode.
Yeah. And then that way we...
Because there's only 2 DLCs for
That's
this, right?
right.
Yeah.
And the end of the game, or do we want to stretch this out to 3?
I think we have
more
to.
episodes?
Yeah, we have to do one more than the end of the game.
Just because
Okay,
of
for the
vote.
vote, yeah.
Yeah.
So next episode is a DLCs,
A DLC
These
special.
nuts.
Mark of the Assassin and
Listeners, I
Legacy.
think Jim may have had a drink or two.
a drink or 2.
I have a question, Jim. Since we have a little time.
Sure.
Last time you were on assignment in California, reporting on the Activision purchase, And you didn't get to talk to us about Dear Old Mom. And I would love to hear your thoughts about that quest.
It was very surprising because like it was like a full Frankenstein thing. It was way more horrible than I thought it would be.
Yeah, you were quite traumatized by it, I felt.
Yeah, cuz like I don't know, you don't like cuz like you would kind of tease it a little bit. You're like, "Oh, Dragon Age 2 full on horror game." And I didn't really know what that meant in this game, and then I played it and it was way worse than I thought.
The last act, the last 2 hours of the game.
Well, like the mom stumbling around the room, like with her head like barely sewn on was, that was
upsetting.
It was upsetting. And like even today when I was playing the game, the characters will reference it. Because there's dialogue between Varric and Fenris where they're talking about whether the mages have gone too far or not. And it's like, ask Hawk whether they went too far on his mom or not. And I was like, ooh,
yeah.
Well, like, way to pick at it, dude. Like, eesh.
I don't think I could ever romance Fenris because he's just a dick.
He's a jerk and a half. Yeah.
Yeah, but he's kind of,
I don't like that.
he's like, oh, I'm tortured. I have a giant sword.
He goes beyond the limits
My
of acceptable.
hair is so floppy.
My hair is so soft and
Beyond the limits of acceptable hertitude.
oh, my lyrium skin, it hurts when people touch me, but I just want to touch
my
you
super
so
cool,
bad.
dangerous tattoos hurt so bad. Oh, man.
Oh, my sister sucks. Should I kill her too?
Yeah.
You're the only one I don't want to kill. You're my best friend and you're a mage. How fucked up is that?
Whoa.
I'm so mad about it all the time.
Mad about it. Apparently, if you do keep Isabella around and you don't romance her or Fenris, they will start a relationship with each other in Act 3.
Oh, cool.
Because I'm so tortured. The only woman I can be with is this pirate.
Destined to be so lonely forever.
Speaking of being so lonely forever, what are you squarely against?
You know what? Honestly, I've been meaning to bring this up since we started this game. The spiders in this game, too realistic. They make me want to throw up every time I see them.
Are they worse than Skyrim spiders?
Yes. There are multiple different kinds of spiders in this game. There are wasp spiders, great spiders, and
Poison. There's a
one.
poisonous one that like spits.
Poison spider.
Yeah.
They're all disgusting, and they all have. This game's gross. Don't play this game. The bug factor is too high. Those spiders are nasty. That's what I'm squarely against. Vanessa,
Yes.
what are you squarely against?
I'm squarely against Anders' like midlife crisis or whatever the fuck is going on with him. He's wearing all black. He's rooting around through shit in the sewers. And he tells me that like we're broken up because he doesn't want to break my heart. And he's like, I told you.
How else do you
would.
express yourself without MySpace?
I guess that's true.
If he can't make you a mixtape, what's he supposed to do but dive into the sewers?
Yeah, he's like in the sewers. He's like, I wish the Cure had been invented so I could listen to that and like play it for her and be like, this will tell you how I feel. I will look at so long at these pictures of you that I almost believe pictures of you. Yeah, it sucks. Johnny, what are you squarely against?
I am roundly for how this game doesn't give you just the select the nice answer all the time and everything will be fine with your companions thing. Like, I screwed up Meryl because I did that. Like, that is why her life got destroyed. You have there's not just an easy way to navigate all your friendships, and you can very easily, because you have different goals and stuff, ruin friendships or have people leave in this game. And I like that it's not like just arbitrary numbers. Like, their feelings and their desires matter just as much as yours, and sometimes they might be wrong. And I think that's really cool. Like that with Anders and with Meryl.
Mm-hmm. Sometimes in friendships, you do have to tell your friend when you feel that they are going down the wrong path. Like if they want to summon a demon and restore an evil mirror that will allow the demon to possess their soul.
Yeah. John, it'll be really interesting to see whether you feel the same way at the end of the game.
Okay. Well, I mean, I finished this game before, but we'll talk about it in 2 episodes from now. Anyway, so we have a Patreon for $3 a month. You can... Oh, do we have any emails?
No, I double-checked. I triple-checked. There are no emails. Patreon is super cool. It's how you can support us in making this show. We do have expenses. Just posting the show cost money. Our equipment cost money. Games cost money. I don't know if you knew. Nobody's sending us free copies being like, please play this on our show. If you did, we would do it.
Except for Final Fantasy VII Remake. We did get a free copy, but we gave it away.
Right. But we gave it away to you, the listener. We didn't even keep our free stuff for ourselves. Except for, of course, the Butterfinger Xbox 360 controller, which I kept.
Yeah, and, well, we got a hoodie, and my daughter stole it, and... We got a couple Butterfingers, and I ate them. Yeah. So
Jim ate all of our promotional candy. Single-handedly.
Well, it's okay. Butterfingers is trash candy.
Don't say that. Hashtag game better with Butterfinger. We love you, Butterfinger.
Yeah. And bleep that out. Thank you.
So, for any amount of money a month, we will read your name at the end of the show. For $3, you get access to our entire catalog of bonus material. There's a lot of stuff in there. That's like 50 extra episodes. Quality may vary. And for $5, you get all of that. Plus, you get to vote on the next game we play on the show. Vote is live right now if you're listening to this episode when it drops. It is 2022, the year when it's up to you. Every game we play from here on out will be chosen by the listeners via vote only in the Patreon.
Mm-hmm.
Now comes the time when we read the names.
I think Johnny's first.
All right. I'd like to thank Paul Bursch, DP 2099. You gotta change this one. I'm not a fan of his Diva Cup, just a shot glass for vampires.
Oh, I don't like that either.
Andy Best.
I don't read that.
Jack Mizell, Wedge Coon, Eric Garvey, Joseph, Kyle, Miguel Torres, Wishbone is gay. Sergeant Spaghetti, Sexy Grandma's Boy Toy is Chris Penyak, our best and handsomest friend, Stan Ferguson, Matthew Casterline, Matt Jorgensen, blame my kids for the booty butt cheeks name. Chris, Ryan, Cameron Shoei, Gage La Charité, Grey Code, Tyler Crump, Andy, Cyril, the Wolf. Aroo!
And I would like to thank Ross Hartley, Ian Frederick, Wash in the Wind, D. Jethro, Robert M. Pollum, Ryan Womack.
Yeah, you can do this.
Mm-hmm.
I'm working
Keep
on
going,
it.
buddy.
Eric Pitkameni.
Great job.
Eric Poirier.
Mm-hmm.
Kodab Games. Do Good Recklessly. Third Wave Banditry. George Brady. Amanda Douglas. Teen Wolfhard Bumpkins. For a new name, click here. Grayson. Trent Hexam Queer Icon. Saving Sid. Hexagon. Vanessa Fan. Jimmy McDougal. Dylan Rowe. Tree Diddy. Michael Crawford. John Scala, Joshua W. Braxton, and Andy Smith.
And I, Jonathan Crane, the Prince of Fear, would like to thank the following creepers. Scaremoo Mitchell. Tom. Burp Fart, my hat, more like my mask. Would you like to see my mask? Jesse's Mom's Pizza, Butts on Parade. Tracy, the Borg Queen. Ooh, they're coming to assimilate you, how scary. Nick, Justin Ham from the Slaughtered Swine. Boomer, Wolfsoft, Wolfie Gorgon, 2094. Oh, so far in the future, isn't the passage of time frightening? Chad, Wilson, Florian, Jonas Kramer, Aidan Marriott, Christopher Thompson, David Green, the color you'll turn from fear when the scarecrow gets you. Ricky Body, Lexa Varial, Ryan Miller, Hudson Roth, I am Commander Scrotcon, and this is my favorite lobotomy in Kirkwall. Isaac Wright, or should I say, Isaac Fright.
All right, everyone, that's it for this episode of Square Roots. If you'd like to have an email read on air, you can email us at squarerootspodcast@gmail.com. Come see us at our Facebook group, the Square Roots Podcast Group for smart, cool, very attractive people, or at Twitter at Square Roots Pod.
You can rate and review and subscribe on iTunes, Ghana, or Spotify, or wherever you listen to podcasts. Thanks to Stephen Morris for our Square Roots theme. You can find Stephen on Twitter as Beige on Beige and on YouTube. Links in the show notes. Let's just stop talking about Spotify, though. We'll skip Vanessa's bit.
Yeah.
We'll skip Vanessa's bit this time.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? We'll figure it out.
We probably need to have a conversation about it eventually. For now, I just want to say, Spotify listeners, if you really want to stick it to Joe Rogan, rate our show. Like, just tell everyone you know to rate it. If we can, like, surpass him in the ratings, imagine how humiliated he would be. He'd be like, this
give us
liberal
the
game
Fat
podcast.
Five. The Fat Five gold stars.
Yeah, give us the Fat Five. Give us more downloads than Joe Rogan, and he'll be like, how did this like liberal beta cuck video game geek show surpass me? And we'll be like, that's cancel culture, baby.
That's cancel culture.
I cannot wait to cuck Joe
We're
Rogan.
gonna cuck him so hard.
I'm gonna cuck him. It's gonna feel so good.
I'm gonna be like, how does this factor into your fear, Joe Rogan? You're a failure now. Joe, if it wasn't for Andy Dick, you'd be the worst person from News Radio.
Oh no!
Wow. Wow.
Vanessa loves Phil Hartman.
I
we
do.
all love Phil Hartman.
I miss Phil Hartman.
All right.
Can we stop recording?
For Square Roots, I'm Johnny Brandon.
I'm Jim
And
Banks.
I'm Professor Jonathan Crane, the Prince of Fear.
Bye.
Good night, everyone.
Bye. The Prince of Fear says goodbye.
My favorite part of that is I don't think that Jonathan Crane has ever been referred to as the Prince of Fear in any Batman comic.
Sorry, Matthew's computer just couldn't handle all my amazing voices. How's everybody doing here this morning? Raspberries. Why, hello, Jimmy. Why, hello, Vanessa. It's so nice to have you back where you belong.
Oh, Carol, when you do the classics, my heart just sings.
Looking swell, Nessa. You can tell, Nessa, that you're growing, that you're going strong.
Good lord, this episode.
It's beautiful.
You feel the room swaying and the bench playing. One of your old favorite songs from way back when. So, please say yes, Nessa. Treat me with another Nessa. Tell me you'll never go away again.
I'll never go, Johnny.
Carol.
Carol. I apologize. I don't know why I called you Johnny, Miss Channing. It was I was just so overwhelmed.
That was very confusing. Did you ever see that Alice in Wonderland special I was in?
No.
It was hypnotic.
Did Matt leave, or is he coming back?
He's never coming back. He went away, and he's not coming back. Johnny should have sang Matty, "Don't Ever Go Away Again." Mm-hmm. But he didn't.
Can I level up while he's doing his thing?
Hold on, let me go
He
make a
didn't seem
drink
to
really
want
quick,
to
and
let
then
us.
we'll see if he comes back.
Okay.
Okay, dokes.
Pour yourself an empty knee, Jimmy.
Well, now we can talk about things that won't interest them and aren't relevant to the show.
Like Bye Bye Birdie?
Like Bye Bye Birdie. Gosh, that Anne Martin, what a powerhouse. Mm-hmm. I know that like Bye Bye Birdie, the opening number where she's just singing into the camera, is what people like to talk about, but I love the one where she sings about like, there are men, and I'm gonna find them, handsome men from Maine to Peru, wealthy men, and
Wow,
I'm
that's
gonna get them.
That's a Vanessa song.
I
if there
got
ever
a
was.
lot of living to do. So yeah.
Let's see. Have I been watching anything Vanessa likes? I watched a bit of the last episode of and that just happened.
Oh, I have not been watching that because I hate it.